Good morning, everyone. It's Sal, Stretford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's doing fine. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Of course, guys, please, for us to start, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And please don't forget to smash a like on the video, guys. That'd be absolutely fantastic if you guys to do that for me in what promised to be a very, very pivotal week in the history of Manchester United. Are Manchester United going to make more moves? Are they going to bring in Carlos Baleba? We have to wait and see, guys. But the noises surrounding Manchester United at the moment are astronomical. It's a lot of positive noises, and it's what we like to hear, isn't it, at the end of the day? More transfer news. And having watched the game yesterday, it's quite obvious that Man United are missing so much at the moment. We're missing so much. You look at it and it resembles last season. Clueless, unorganized in midfield, as we predicted, slow build up from the back. People not talking about the slow build up from the back. This is very important as well, guys. This pedestrian sort of build up from the back it's got to stop. We've got to start getting quicker. Bruno smashing long balls when all Mbumo needed to do and Cunha was have the ball to their feet. They need the ball to their feet so they can run at the opposition team, of course. But Bruno's all over the place. So many issues in this football team. And my biggest question I'm going to pose to you today, guys, my biggest question, even if Baleba comes to this football club, what is going to happen with Bruno? Because he's a number 8, and I honestly feel, guys, he is not a number 8. I'm going to stress this wholeheartedly, 100%. I just don't think, guys, he is a number 8. And I'm going to say it like this with my chest out. He's not a number 8, and he shouldn't be playing in the number 8 position. The number 8 position is a specialized position, and he shouldn't be there, in my humblest of opinion, guys. But, guys, as you can see from the headline, Carlos Baleba, Manchester United, what's going on? Carlos Baleba wants a move to Manchester United. He has asked Brighton and Hove Albion for a move to Manchester United. He has not gone public yet, which is in his credit, because he doesn't want to upset Brighton, who have done a lot for him, of course. Baleba was gathered the interest of Manchester United a couple of years ago when he was playing for Lille, but Man United didn't make the move. And this is what we're talking about, the middleman. So it is now or never to get this player. If we want to progress, if we want to do what's good on the pitch, if we really want to praise Ineos, these are the type of deals we need to be doing. This is what we need to be doing, not be, you know what, next season. We don't want that. We want it now. We need it now. Manchester United need to get this deal over the line quickly, guys, absolutely. Because next season, we all know what's going to happen, don't we? We all know what's going to happen. Next season, he'll have a fantastic season this season. And you know what? Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea are all going to be vying for his signature, not including the European clubs around that might be vying for his signature as well. So we need to get this deal done. We need to get him at Old Trafford. Absolute generational player. Apparently, he is a Manchester United fan. So that does make a difference, of course. Obviously, your feelings for the club do play a part. So I'm not surprised that Baleba wants to sign for Manchester United, given, he is a Manchester United fan. And of course, when you look at Manchester United and you look at the team we are building, obviously we're attractive at the moment. Of course, as I said, it just takes Man United to play, and then all your enthusiasm sort of goes like this, doesn't it? It's like, that again. Are we going to be like that again? Are we going to be doing that again? You know what I mean? And we don't want that this season, of course, guys. We absolutely don't. But, we'll have to wait and see. This week will bring a lot of news, we hope. Of course, I'm going to be getting the news thick and fast, guys. And hopefully Baleba will be a Manchester United player against not Arsenal, but probably the game after, guys. Absolutely. The 1st of September is when the transfer window ends, guys. So let's not forget that, there is not a long way to go in this transfer window, of course, guys. So we have to obviously keep calm, and let's hope that we get this through the door, guys. Absolutely. Let's hope that we get Baleba through the door, because when you're looking at the game yesterday, and the overriding thing about Manchester United yesterday was basically the midfield. It was the midfield. That was the problem. And you know what? You look at the gaps and the gaping holes in that midfield. It was ridiculous. But not only that, I would say, not only the midfield, the build-up play was astronomically slow. Ridiculously slow, guys. It was really slow. And to be honest with you, we need to fasten up the pace. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. Big up, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Hope you're all doing well. Good to see you. Good to see you, of course. Hope you're all doing well, guys. I hope you're all well, of course. Oh, my ticker is backwards. My ticker is backwards. Is it backwards? Bear me a second, guys. Bear me a second. 1 second. If my ticker is backwards. Bear me a second, guys. Guys, let me know if my ticker is backwards, guys. Let me know. Is that better? Is that better, guys? Let me know if that better. Is that better? Is that better, guys? Or is it upside down? Is that better? Guys, is that better? Let me know, guys, if that's better, if that's okay. Thank you so much, Stephen. Big up yourself. Thank you, mate. Absolutely perfect. Thank you. Sorry, guys. I've been rushing around. I've got a new system up and running, guys. So sorry if it was backwards and stuff like that. But big up yourself. Thank you so much, guys. Morning, VJ. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Not ready for Arsenal? Absolutely. I don't think so. I don't know if we're going to be ready for Arsenal or not. But one thing I would say is that basically, we need to beat Arsenal. Won yesterday, of course, 3-0 against Athletic Bilbao, of course, but obviously that is Athletic Bilbao. Let's not read into too much in regards to Athletic Bilbao, because Athletic Bilbao, of course, are not quite the Athletic Bilbao as they were in the past. I don't even think they're as good as they were last season, in my opinion, guys. I really do, guys, absolutely. VJ, guys, big up, VJ, big up. Bear me a second, guys. Bear me a second. I'll be back. Yeah, back. Sorry, guys. I had to deal with this. I had to deal with this thing. No problem, guys. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. Thank you for joining me, guys. You absolute diamonds. Does the burying of the new players cover up the financial mess or the Glazers' fear race? Sajim, me, no. VJ, you know what I would say? I've had a lot of people talking to me about this, about how Manchester United. You know what? We were proven wrong. Ineos are right. We were proven wrong. And you know what? What have they proven so far? That they're signing players that we should be signing. I mean, I don't understand this ridiculous notion that we've been proven wrong. At the end of the day, I don't think we have. I think we've been proven right. You know, because at the end of the day, since the last transfer window, there's been a lot of things that have gone wrong at this football club. They built a new training facility, great, but that was part of the deal. Let's not forget that was part of the deal that solidified their place in the Glazers' hearts, basically, and you know what, got them that 25% because the Glazers couldn't afford the regeneration of the training facilities. So Ineos reluctantly agreed to it. Look at Jim Ratcliffe's face when he's doing that little interview there. Absolutely, like it looks like he's chewing on a lemon. It looks like he's chewing on a lemon, guys. Absolutely. VJ, big up VJ, by the way. Imagine where we would be. Let me just put this on. Actually, let me just put this on. Hold on. Yeah, that's right. There we go. Imagine where we would be with Qatar. Imagine Newcastle money as a pool. We would blow Real Madrid and Barcelona. Absolutely, mate. And this is what they don't understand. This is exactly what they don't understand. They don't understand that basically, you know, we make money organically. We make money anyway. Regardless of we're in debt, we still make money organically. We still make money. And this is what they can't understand. This is what they can't seem to quite muster. You know, that Man United, without debt, are an absolute beast, an animal, let alone if we had a Qatar ownership. It's not like Newcastle even. It's not even like PSG, where Manchester United would be able to absolutely blow it up. Look, it's not all about, of course, I'm not saying that it's all about spending money. It's not all about spending money, but it does help at the end of the day. It really does help, guys. And if Man United had a Qatar ownership, it would be better. So this notion that basically, you know what, Qatar are the wrong team, they're the wrong, they're gonna virtual signaling and all this crap and all that they've been saying to me. Oh, you know, Jim Ratcliffe has proven you wrong. Jim Ratcliffe has proven you wrong, you know, blah, 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 all that nonsense. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. And no one has proven anyone wrong, you know, at the end of the day, because what I'm looking at it and I'm looking at what, yeah, look, we're linked to good players. We're actually linked to good players. But 3 players we got through the door. 3. Only 3. Mad, isn't it? VJ, ever wonder why Bex and Gary Neville didn't buy United? Didn't want to spend their money, did they? Big up UK Rap. By the way, Sal, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you, my guy. Really appreciate you, of course. Good morning, Sanjay. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you, of course, in the house, of course, guys. And big up Dembo. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Morning, Sal. After watching yesterday, it's clear we need Baleba and Walton in the middle of the pitch. I agree with Dembo there. Because when we're looking at basically the team yesterday, there was a lot missing in that team yesterday, and you know, it wasn't just the midfield. The midfield was an issue, of course, but it was also the build-up play. It was also the slowness, the pedestrian nature of the team, of course, guys. It was very, very slow, and you know, we need to quicken the pace up. We need to get faster. We need to get quicker. We need to quicken the pace up, guys. Absolutely. And I just feel like we're too slow. We really are. Absolutely too slow, guys. Absolutely. Guys, I want to bring in Donnarumma, of course, Gianluigi Donnarumma, in regards to Manchester United. Donnarumma wants to move to Manchester United. Baleba wants to move to Manchester United. They both want moves to Manchester United. Guys, Manchester United are looking to bring in 2 more players. 2 more players, guys, by the start of the season, end of the transfer window, of course, guys. Man United are looking then bringing in 2 more players. Hopefully we can get the goalkeeper. Hopefully we can get the midfielder. Maybe, is it enough? Is it enough? We'll have to wait and see, of course. We hope it's enough, but Man United do need to get this team sorted, guys. They need to get that goalkeeper sorted. They need to get this midfield sorted. But my overriding concern, as I started to show, is Bruno Fernandez. Is Bruno Fernandez getting in the way? Is he getting in the way in that midfield? He's getting in the way of Mbeumo, Cunha. Guys, I think Bruno is a liability. I think so. Like I said on my channel, on my Twitter pages, on my social media feeds, etc., etc., you can have all the stats in the world. You can have all the stats in the world if you can still disrupt the team. You can still disrupt the tactics, etc., like that, you know. So that's what I would say, you know. I think that he disrupts the formation, the tactics. I don't think he's positionally disciplined and things like that, you know, which is concerning. And we have to be concerned, guys. We have to be concerned about this. It's important, of course, absolutely. Let me read through some more of your comments. Big up Ephraim. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good morning, Sal. Why do we not force Onana to go like we did Erasmus? Because he doesn't want to go, unfortunately. He wants to dig his heels in. He wants to fight for the place. And this is one thing I would say about Gianluigi Donnarumma in regards to Onana. Onana needs to leave this football club before a Donnarumma comes into this football club, basically. You know, he needs to leave this football club, absolutely. Good morning, Sal. Why did we not force... yeah, sorry, I just read that one. Big up, Kenny. VJ, the Bilbao side is big at bank average. I agree with that. They're going to get overly giddy, isn't they? The Arsenal fans, you know what they're like. All this rubbish. Oh, Batman. Oh, Batman. Oh, Batman. All that malarkey. Big up, Amir. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well, of course. Big up, Ephraim. Ephraim. Yeah, Sal, we have to start striker against Arsenal. False do not work. I agree with Ephraim. There's only certain games in particular that false number 9s work. And against Arsenal, the false number 9 is not going to work. It worked for us in the FA Cup final against Man City. If you scroll back to the FA Cup final, I think we played McTominay as a sort of false number 9. But McTominay's more of like a deep line, a midfielder, isn't he? He's more of a midfielder. And it kind of worked. And it sort of nullified Manchester City, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? And what I would say is that, yeah, the false number 9 doesn't work. The focal point, having a number 9 up front, is what works. Manchester United have got that number 9. Benjamin Sesko's at number 9. Cunha and Mbeumo should be the number 10s. And guys, I'm really, really sorry, but the midfield, right? The midfield should not be Bruno in there. And this is where we get to the old conundrum, isn't it? Should Ruben Amorim change his tactics? Should he go to a 4-2-3-1? So that means if he goes to a 4-2-3-1, he can play Bruno, Mbeumo, and Cunha as the attacking midfielders, guys. So, you know, rather than playing Bruno deep, you know, then you could play two holding midfielders in that team. So, you know, that begs the question, doesn't it? That begs the question, what we're going to do with that, of course, guys, absolutely. Big up, Maguire. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well, United fan. Good morning, Oliver. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you, of course, absolutely. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, playing full attack and midfield now. Great work so far. Need to finish it in style. Praying for the full out attack for the midfield now. I agree, Chris. We need to go, look, you know what? If we have a good finish, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's where you finish in this transfer market at the end of the day, isn't it? At the moment, we're looking at things and it's not enough. It's just not enough. And people are looking at us and say, Sal, you're spoiled. Man United are spoiled. They, blah, blah. We spent this much money, spent that much money. Man United came 15th last season. And let's not be sugarcoat this. Let's not put the wool over our eyes, because this is what happened last season, guys. Man United finished 15th. And we needed a complete overhaul, completely, you know. Hopefully we get Baleba through the door, of course. Fergie71, good morning. How you doing, my friend? Bruno should only play as a number 10. I agree with Fergie here, and this is exactly what I'm saying. Fergie, look, you know what? You can't shoehorn players into certain positions. You can't shoehorn players into certain positions because it doesn't work, you know. And I always bring it back to the 98-99 season, when we were missing Roy Keane and Paul Scholes, and we had to bring in Beckham into that midfield, and we had to move Giggs to the right and play Blomqvist on the left. The balance of a great side was disrupted, and we were shoehorn players into various positions on the pitch. And as we know, it didn't work, guys, did it? You know, and we were dominated for the whole game, basically, until we changed Beckham to the right, Giggs back on the left, and then it started to work. There's no substitute for playing players in their correct positions. It's very, very important, of course. Big up, Fergie. We will struggle with Bruno this season. As soon as he's gone, we will actually see good football. Sam Choi, I know, but one thing I would say that there is a lot of fans out there who are vying for Bruno, who back Bruno, who say, Bruno, without Bruno, we'd be relegated. That is a very uneducated way of speaking about football. A very uneducated way of speaking about football is, if we didn't have Bruno, we would be relegated. Nah. The first time we didn't have Bruno, we beat Barnsley 7-1. Right. What I would say, guys, is that Bruno, just because he gets stats and penalties and things like that, doesn't mean that he's Man United, he's be all and end all. And it buck stops with him. Without Bruno, that's it, it's over. Think about it more deeply. Think about the tactics, the shape, the overall pattern. You know what I would say? Sometimes you have to make small changes that might hurt. It might hurt a few people. It might even hurt the manager. But those small changes are for the long-term game. You know, for the long-term game. And that's what I would say about that. Big up, my friend. Big up, VJ. Sell Bruno and he will be the downfall of the manager. Sell Bruno and he will be... I think VJ speak a lot of sense, mate, at the end of the day. Look, you know what? You live and die on your sword as a manager of Manchester United. If you do what Eric Ten Hag did, which was basically being favourites, your favourite FC, mates rates and things like that. I can't believe we're still saying mates rates in 2025. But we are. If you do this, guys, you know, you're going to end up falling on your sword. And it's going to go right in your heart, you know. And that's what I'm talking about, you know. And you won't be a Man United manager anymore. Because these players, including Bruno, since 2017, he's been part of the most unsuccessful Manchester United team probably in history. He's also the captain of the sinking ship. Now, you could do two things. You could play Bruno as that number 10, change the formation to a 4-2-3-1, play Bruno in the 3, you know, and do it like that. Or you fall on your sword and you play him in midfield. Because if you play him in midfield, we all know that Bruno Fernandez is not a midfielder, guys. He's not a midfielder. But, guys, in regards to, obviously, Baleba, Manchester United do need Baleba. It's pretty obvious. You better believe us. You better believe us. You absolutely better. Because Manchester United were very open yesterday. The team was very... disjointed yesterday, of course, guys. And, I would say that the midfield needs to change, absolutely. But Baleba would make a huge difference to Manchester United tomorrow, in my opinion. Manchester United this season, in my opinion. Ephraim. Sal, Bruno will be his failure to Ruben Amorim if he starts in midfield. I agree, mate. Big up, Randy. Good morning. How are you doing, man? Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well, guys. Thank you for calling out, by the way, guys. Those people who called it out, the graphics on the screen. I know sometimes it goes, well, hey, I'm building up the channel, guys. I'm building up the channel. Slowly but surely, the channel will get better, of course, guys. Absolutely. Kenny, my only criticism for Amorim is not playing Chidobe, but starting Mount as a false number 9. I agree, Kenny. Look, at the end of the day, we can't blow smoke up Amorim's arse. Everything he does, it doesn't mean that, we agree to it. That's it. He tell us to jump off a cliff. We jump off a cliff. At the end of the day, you have to look at things objectively, subjectively, guys, and think about the overall picture in regards to what he's doing. Mason Mount, for me, I think Mason Mount is the world-class ghost. What he's the best at. What Mason Mount is the best at. Mason Mount is best at disappearing, completely disappearing in games and getting praise for it, becoming man of the match, getting a round of applause when he comes off the pitch, having done nothing in the game apart from doing a couple of wayward passes. And then that is what concerns me, of course. Even Baleba coming will struggle to play Bruno. And this is exactly the point, Chow. And I want everyone to remember this. What Chow's saying is exactly what I said at the beginning of the show. In regards to Bruno will struggle playing. No, Baleba will struggle playing with Bruno. Baleba will struggle playing with Bruno, unfortunately. It won't work. Because at the end of the day, you're playing with a guy who can't play a midfield position. He's never played properly a midfield growing up. He's an attacking midfielder. You play Victor Lindelof up front. What's going to happen? It's not going to be good, is it? And the team are going to suffer. And it's exactly the same in the midfield. In fact, it's worse because the midfield is the engine of the team. The midfield is the engine of the team. Revert 7, good morning. It's just me with image mirrored. Yeah, sorry, mate. Sorry, I fixed it. Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dembo, for pointing that out, actually. Thank you very much, guys. Morning, Sal. Bruno has dropped to Amorim. Is Amorim blind? I know, Randall. Guys, absolutely. Thank you so much, VJ. Kenny, Mount was horrible in the first half, but he came out alive around 60th minute. Yeah, and this is the thing, though, isn't it, Kenny? That can we wait till players get in the groove? Do we have to wait? That we start so slow. Notoriously, over the last 2 years, Man United has started so slow. But you know what? We need to fix that about our football team. When you start slow, it sort of paints the vibe for the majority of the game. You have to pick yourself up from the depths. So the best thing for you to do, start the game quickly, get your foot in, sprint, run for that ball, and that's what we need to do. Unfortunately, over the last couple of years, we've been unable to do that. Hopefully, we bring in a Baleba. We have a good goalkeeper like Donnarumma, who's more of an influence in that team, and we will start seeing something a little bit better. I know that we got Bruno. I know it's going to be difficult. I know there's a hero ball. I know that. I know all about that. But one thing we can say is that it will improve the team. We need speed in our play. Mbeumo and Cunha need that ball to feet. They need that ball to feet. And when I look at it and I look at the positives about the game, I'm going to look at the positives about the game. The positives about the game are Mbeumo's crossing. Mbeumo whipped in some world-class crosses yesterday. And you can think that if Sesko was on the end of those, we're going to be scoring a few goals. If Mbeumo whips in a few balls like that against Arsenal, I'm telling you right now, Sesko is going to get on the end of it if Sesko does indeed play, which I hope he plays. I hope, of course. Big up, everyone. Big up. A fit Mason Mount is dangerous. No, he is not. No, he's not. He's as dangerous as a Teletubbies. 2 trophies in the bag already this season. Now for the big ones, Chris. What was it? A Snapdragon Champions. You never sing that. You'll never sing that. Snap Champions. Big up. Casemiro past his expiry date. Look, last season we were talking about Casemiro. Last season, Casemiro was finished. This season, he's doubly finished. He's completely gone. Casemiro is done out here. Guys, he's too slow for the Premier League. We have to admit it now. Casemiro has been a generational player for over a decade now, probably one of the best CDMs in Europe, if not the world, over the last 10, 15 years, having won all those trophies at Real Madrid. But there comes a point when you have to be honest with yourselves and look at Casemiro and say, It's just not working out, bruv. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and you have to say that. You have to admit it to yourself that it's not working out. And maybe now he needs to leave the football club. Unfortunately, no one wants to pay the fee for Casemiro. No one wants to pay the fee for Casemiro. People, 350, 370 grand a week, around that number. No one wants to pay for it, of course. Sal, I know it's only a friendly, but the football is church again. Yeah, revert saying you're absolutely right. It is only a friendly. But what we would say is that the similarities, if you read between the lines, the similarities of the problems that we have yesterday are what we saw last season in the Premier League, isn't it, Revert 7? We saw those same problems as we saw in the Premier League last season. So I would say that, we need to pick it up. It's not just that it's a friendly. We got the same problems. And these problems are going to go into next season. Believe it. Some of us are saying, oh, look, it's only a friendly, blah, blah, blah. But no, we're going to see this next season, regardless. Big up, Revert 7. Ephraim, Sal, do you think starting Ahmad and Mbeumo as a same position is good? Ahmad and Mbeumo as the same position is good. Ahmad, look, guys, I don't want to only bring in Bruno in this, but Ahmad was poor yesterday. And again, what I've told guys about Ahmad is that Ahmad will do the running, he'll run around, but he's just not got that final ball. He's not got that final ball. That cross? He ain't got the power and his legs to cross the ball in first time. He's not a number 10. He's a winger. But the problem with Ahmad in that formation, I don't think Ahmad can track back, make a tackle, bring the ball forward. I just don't think he has the athleticism to do that. Unfortunately, I like the player, but I think he's more like, at the moment, he's better. He's better as a substitute player, impact player, in my opinion. Let's get through some of your comments, of course, guys. Better now. Big up, everyone. Thank you so much. Everyone has joined me on the stream today. Big up, everyone, of course. Thank you so much, guys. Toilet break? No. I wanted to double check something on my screen. Curtis, good morning. How you doing? Big up, Sal. Is it just 12 a.m. here in the States? But I always got some time for some Man United news and opinions. Thank you so much, Curtis. Really good to see you in the stream. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. Really good to see the people in the house this morning on a Sunday morning as well, guys. Break the rules, pay the fine, and move on. Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. I said this a number of times now. Take the hit, buy the players, move on. But the problem is, we got a good enough team. Let me tell you guys, and this is going to shock a lot of people. Our team is better than we think. But the problem is we seem to like to shoehorn players into certain positions. And this is what's hurting us. It's not so much the squad. It's not so much that. It's the shoehorning of players in certain positions. Absolutely. Stephen, I think United have enough for the first few games, but if they get injuries, they're in trouble. And this is the problem, isn't it, Stephen, that Man United needed a squad. This is why we shout Glazers out, Ineos out. This is why we shout that, because Man United don't have a squad. Beyond the first 11, there's problems in this team. Beyond the first 11. And what I would say is that I'm worried about it. Of course, I'm worried about it. Hopefully nothing happens to Sesko. Nothing happens to those players. Obviously, Aiden Heaven yesterday got an injury. I don't know what the extent of that injury is. We will find out tomorrow, but it didn't look promising, guys. It didn't look promising. And this is the type of thing. Obviously, we don't have many people in that position, especially the left-sided centre-back. So if Aiden Heaven gets injured, then we're left with Licha Martinez, Luke Shaw. For goodness sake, that Luke Shaw don't look good, guys. He looks out of sorts as well, doesn't he? Big up, VJ. Big up, Sal. It's just hit 12 a.m. here in the States. Always got big up. Sorry, I just read that one. Big up yourself. Big up, Ephraim. So is it concerning Xerxes injury? I think no. He'll be back next week, mate. He'll be back in maybe 1 week or 2 weeks. He'll be back. He'll be fine. Absolutely, Mickey. Imagine if we had Ten Hag money, Dan Ashwood money, 25 million wasted. Big up, Mickey. Big up, Irfan. Big up, everyone. Big up, guys. Absolutely good to see everyone in the house. Amaram needs to make some tweaks to the system. The players are far too far from each other. Yesterday, they felt like the past felt like they risk, and we don't have the technical in the midfield to play like this. Look, guys, let me tell you something, Revert 7. It's not the formation. It's not. I did say that we should play a 4-2-3-1, but it's not the formation. It's players playing out of position. Players are playing out of position. Bruno Fernandez is playing out of position. That's why Man United looks so disjointed, because they're not used to that position. You know, and that is what happens. Playing players on the left who's right-footed, playing players on the right who are left-footed, things like that. You know, it just completely disrupts the balance. I'm a big advocate for balance in football. You need to have a balanced side. The formation doesn't work because at the end of the day, we've done the same thing in a 4-3-3. We've done the same thing. We played the same way. We had a minus goal difference. It doesn't matter. We had Bruno. We had Casemiro. You know, we had these players. We had, you know, Ugarte for a period of time as well. So at the end of the day, it is about players playing out position. We shouldn't be shoehorning players into positions, of course, in my opinion. Revert7, big up everyone, of course. Big up, of course, everyone. Big up my friend Alarakov. Big up, please. Can we have a new goalkeeper in this window? Hopefully, obviously, there is good noises around Donnarumma. Donnarumma wants to come to Manchester United. Who would have thought it, guys? You know, a few weeks ago, I was talking about Donnarumma on this channel. I was talking about Gianluigi Donnarumma, and people were laughing at me. Why would he come to Manchester United? He's at PSG. PSG are the champions of Europe, blah, blah, blah. Now, let me just differentiate what actually Manchester United are, because if you have to ask that question, right, you don't understand who Manchester United really are. You don't understand who we are. If you have to ask, why would Donnarumma sign for Man United, you don't know who we are. Big up our fan, big up everyone. Baba Flossie, my friend. Even if Qatar were owners, the British executives would let them down. Absolutely, mate. There'll be a lot of slanderous behaviour on this, guys. If Qatar were in charge of Manchester United, the way that Ineos have acted this last 6 months or last year, since they've been at Manchester United, they would have slandered them. They would have slandered them, said they're doing this. Man United came in the worst. Qatar are responsible for Man United coming in the worst position in their history, blah, blah, blah. You would have seen it all, you know? Qatar would have done exactly the same as Ineos have done, plus more. And plus got rid of the players that need to get rid of, paid off their contracts and stuff like that. But it is what it is. We have what we have at the end of the day, of course. Good morning, AVF81. How you doing? Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, of course. Good to see you. Big up, Baba Flossie, just to put your name on the screen. Thank you so much, Baba Flossie. Good to see you. Good morning, AUF58. Good morning, Sal. Good morning, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Fergie71. Gary Neville, the Divas puppet, never listen to him. Gary Neville has his conflict of interest. He is a walking conflict of interest. Gary Neville is only interested in the regeneration project. He's interested in the regeneration project because of hotel football. So he gets money at the end of the day. This is why he's a big advocate for the stadium. We need a new stadium. We need a new stadium. Of course, we need a new revamped stadium, but we're moving away from Old Trafford. People are taking this very, very lightly. Surprisingly, people are taking this very, very lightly. Man United are the Real Madrid, are the Bayern Munich of England. They will never move away. Like Real Madrid would never move away from the Bernabeu. Barcelona will never move away from the Nou Camp. Liverpool will never move away from Anfield. You know, so why Man United moving away from Old Trafford? Big up. Yeah, your thumbnails are really stand up. Thank you so much, Revert. So I really appreciate the compliments. I put a lot of work in it. And remember, it's a one-man gang here, guys. Remember that it's a one-man gang. You know what I mean? I don't have 50 people like the United View. You know what I mean? I have one man. That is me. Absolutely. AVF81, do you think we will get Baleba and Donnarumma? Can I put myself out on a limb here? I will say that we'll get one. I'll say we get one, but I'm not. Listen, guys, football can change week by week, day by day, week by week. Football changes. And, we could have different news next week. But what I'm hearing about Carlos Baleba, everything is positive so far, apart from the fee. Everything is possible that Carlos Baleba wants to go to Man United, could end up at Man United. Everything is suggesting that. Now, we all know how long it took Manchester United to negotiate with Brentford for Mbeumo. 50-odd days, didn't it? The Premier League teams are different to, for example, an RB Leipzig. An RB Leipzig will be fair. They will be, negotiable. They will be approachable. They will be able to be realistic in regards to how quickly we got this Sesko deal over the line. Not only that, RB Leipzig stuck to their word. They were offered more money for Sesko from Newcastle United, but they accepted Manchester United and they put their word to Manchester United and they made this deal happen quickly. However, teams like Brighton, teams like Brentford are greedy. We have to say it, guys. They are greedy. They will sign a player for 5 million, has one good season, and then Manchester United come calling, and then we're looking at 80, 90 million. 100 million, some are saying. Some quarters are saying 100 million. Absolutely. Big up. And they're clean. Big up, Revert 7. Yeah, absolutely. My problem with Ineos is the knighthood's establishment turds. Exactly, David. Establishment, corporate, bigots. You know, that's what I would say. And guys, look, you know what? People are talking a lot about how you people who went against Jim Ratcliffe were wrong. Why don't you tell me about how you were wrong, slandering Qatar, saying that Sheikh Jassim Hamid is not a real person when he was at the World Cup Championship final, and there's been loads of images of him with fans? Why didn't you say that? You know, nothing has been proven yet. Nobody has achieved anything yet. You've done a regeneration project on the academy, on the training facilities. Fantastic. That was already the plan, you know. Stephen Maguire, this is what Manchester United needs. Players who wants to play for us, like the 3 or 4 new boys. Absolutely. And we need a whole team like that, don't we, Stephen? We need a whole team that want to play for this football club. Absolutely. Ephraim, Sal, do you think our bench is good? No. Absolutely, one straight word. I'm concerned with the situation with Mainu. Is he really going to be a bench player? Because I can't see how or where he's going to can be a first-team starter. I think he's better than Bruno in the midfield than Bruno is. And that's one thing I will say. This is why this is my point, Chris. Like, you can have Bruno Fernandez, who's a fantastic attacking midfielder, scores goals, penalties, whatever it is, assists goals, a great number 10. But you put him in midfield, just like if you put Ryan Giggs in that centre, or you put, you know, Andy Cole or Dwight York in the centre of midfield, it's not going to work. Mainu is a better central midfielder than Bruno. Sorry, he is. When you look at Mainu in that midfield and Mainu playing with Ugarte, Mainu playing with a different, a Baleba, for example. If Mainu played with Baleba, you're going to see something. Mainu's a great player. I don't believe that players become bad overnight on his first season. He was fantastic. You know, what's happened to him? You know, and this is the thing. We have to concede, of course. Bruno, Mount, and Casemiro were liability. It's like we are playing with 8 men. I agree, mate. I agree. Casemiro is walking around the pitch. I didn't notice Mount, of course. I said it before. I prefer Bruno as a 10, Amram system. As a CM, he looks like a lost and lightweight. Absolutely, mate. And guys, we need to look at it and we need to be realistic. It's not a hatred. It's not an agenda. This is facts, and we have to raise these points. We have to raise these points because we're going to go into next season the same. When we go 1-0 down to Arsenal, we're not going to be saying, you know what, I'll leave Bruno in the midfield. It's fine. He's fine there. You know, we need to be, obviously, and we don't want to see this at Old Trafford next week. We don't want to see that next week, guys. Absolutely not. We want to see this from Sesko. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see this. We want to see this. We don't want to see none of that rubbish Batman kiddie little things. You know what I mean? We don't want to see any of that. It's all about this, guys. And we want Sesko next season to start on fire. And to do that, we need the right players playing in the right positions. Guys, even if Bruno has to be dropped, so be it. No one is bigger than Manchester United. No one is bigger than the club. If a player needs to be dropped, the player needs to be dropped. It's as simple as that, of course. Big up, Mr. Tefarius. How you doing, my friend? T. Farius. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. It's Amram or Ahmed or Bruno. Big up, my friend. Big up. Randy. Big up, Randy. Amram loves Bruno. This is the thing, guys. And look, I don't want to bring this into the chat much. But you know what? This is a point that we have to make. Do they play because they're Portuguese? You know, like Dalot will always play. You know, I mean, you never know. Mount was fine low. He was all right, mate. He was all right. He was missing, mate. He was missing. Didn't you see some of his balls are absolutely wayward, mate? He's got his name's Mason for a reason. Remember that. Now, fans have fallen into the trap analysing games by using statistics in isolation. It was meant to back up what we are seeing. Bruno, for a long time, has been a liability. I agree with that, mate. Jimmy, how you doing, my friend? I'll be doing well. Nonsense. Why would the best player in the team cannot be a problem? The problem is we don't have good midfield players. And Jimmy, who was playing in the midfield? Bruno, mate. Bruno can't play midfield. This is the point we're making. We're not arguing the fact that Bruno can play a number 10. He's fabulous at number 10 position. But as a midfielder, he's not a midfielder, mate. He's not a midfielder. We have to get away from this. In football, you can have stats, you can have goals. Just like Liverpool got rid of Coutinho, and it absolutely improved as a team. You know what? People were saying, why are Liverpool selling Coutinho? He's their best player. You remember that? But when Coutinho left, Liverpool thrived. They became a team. And this is what Man United need to concentrate on. At the moment, we're individualism FC. You know, we need to get rid of individualism. We need to stop shoehorning players in the team because they got about 10 penalties last season. We need to stop that. We need to stop that mentality. I like Bruno. People know me. People know I know the family to Bruno. I know that. But we have to be realistic and do what's best for the football club. Of course. FM. So I think mainly in regard to work well. I think so as well. And I did in the friendlies as well. Morning, Sal. Hope you're doing better. I can't say I'm overly impressed with the performance yesterday. Don't feel me with much optimism at me neither. Grayo. Big up, Grayo. Hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you're feeling good, my friend. Good to see you. Benny. Morning, everyone. Morning, Benny. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well, of course. Yesterday's game was a crying out for Mazrui. Yeah, he wasn't playing yesterday, was he? Patako, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Patako, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. We still need Rasmus. Why Arsenal still have Havertz? Yeah, I mean, I think I'd rather have Rasmus up front and Mbeumo and Cunha than playing that false number 9 rubbish. Honestly, sorry. I'd rather have that than that. Absolutely. Buck, what's going on, my friend? Buck Wheat, what's going on? Amram isn't the man to take Manchester United forward. He needs to go. He's out of his depth 100%. Let's wait and see next season, Buck Wheat. We wait and see next season. He's going to have a few more players in there. If we don't improve, then you can throw him under the bus. But we're not throwing managers under the bus right now. Rasmus is being forced out of the club, Dylan. Yes, Man United want the money from him. Well, he isn't. I mean, Sal, I think Sesko has to start, then bring him off at 60 minutes. I agree with that, Ephraim. I think so as well. Looking at yesterday's game, it really highlighted the fact that how much we need Sesko in that team. It really does. It really does remind me of how much we need him in the team. It really does. Bruno, one of the best midfielders in the world right now. No, he is not, Amir. Amir, stop being so positive and nauseous. Bro, stop dreaming. Captain ain't going nowhere. I'm not dreaming, mate. I didn't say he's going anywhere. I think you're dreaming about what I'm saying. Dalot as well. Absolutely agree with that, Kenny. We finished 15th with Bruno also. Yeah. Captain of the ship as well. Bruno should be off. He's sloppy. He creates too many holes in the midfield. Drop him. Look, guys, if I speak, I'll be in trouble. As you said, Bruno has a fan club. Randy, he's not. If we want, he's as a number 10, maybe, but he is not, mate. As a fan of 60 years, apparently you're meant to be. I don't think you're talking sense, mate. If we want to get the best out of Bruno, we have to start him as number 10. Thank you. More intelligent for Ephraim. Absolutely. That is what we're talking about. Mason Mount is not good enough. He wasn't really good. He was crap yesterday. Mate, I don't know what you're watching. It was rubbish. He runs around, he puts in a shift. That's about it. I mean, I can get you players from League One who do the same thing. Yeah, Bruno out after all he played on his own last season. Yeah, I mean, after all he played on his own last season. Yeah, he played on his own because he didn't want to get his teammates involved. RDZ, what I said, Baleba and Marie Maino should be the partnership. They complement each other well. I can't. If that happens, if we manage to get a Baleba into that midfield, it does beg the question. It does start getting a little bit interesting, doesn't it, guys? It really does. True, if they really cared, they wouldn't have spent 50 million on a training ground. True, if they really cared, they wouldn't have only spent 50 million on a training ground. That 50 million, by the way, guys, let me say about the training ground, that was already an arrangement, part of the purchase of the 27%. So that was the negotiated thing. Glazers told Ineos that they have to regenerate the training facilities, and reluctantly, Ineos accepted to do that. Yeah, that was part of the deal. If you remember, that was already part of the deal. That was already in the stipulation and stuff like that. So I wouldn't give them too much praise, honestly. The people just... OLRB. Good morning, OLRB. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Absolutely. Manu has no engine. There you go. There you go. Hey, bigger Albie, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hey, Sal, let's hope we start well against Arsenal. And that's the most important. Bigger Albie, hope you're doing well. Good to see you again. That is the most important thing. The biggest game, the biggest thing is the Arsenal game. Listen, guys, I don't know about you, but I have not forgiven a lot of those players last season. Those players who played for Manchester United last season, they got accountability. They got blood on their hands. Those players last season who played for Man United, yeah, they came 15th. They embarrassed us in the Europa League final. It was them. I have not forgiven that easily. I'm sorry, but I haven't. I don't forgive that easily. You know, they have let me down. I watched the build-up to the Europa League final, and I saw all this talk, all this PR for Manchester United. We're going to do this. We're confident this. We're going to do this. And what happened? Headlights, guys. Headlights. They turned into a mouse on the pitch, and they didn't do anything. You know? Sal, you saw Sesko yesterday. Dude is a tall mountain, really massive. I'm really looking forward, David says, to seeing Sesko and those crosses with Mbeumo. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mount pressing made them. Nah, mate. Nah, I don't agree with Mount not coming alive until he did come alive in the second half. You're not watching the same game as us, mate. Many people say Mount came alive in the 60th minute. He was poor, gave away the ball. My club is cooking. Your club, news to me. Lee Davis, are you blind? How to how my Mount played? Wow, no, I'm not. Mount was crap, mate. That was a banter trophies. He was one, absolutely. My standards are different to others, of course. Saviour, Mainu should be starting games this season. There you go. He's a right number 10. Yeah. He's a winger, mate. He's a winger. He started off as a winger. He played a winger at Glasgow Rangers, at Sunderland, and at various clubs, of course. Absolutely. Yeah, but I get you, Kenny. Smash the likes and subscribe. Thank you so much, Ephraim. Absolutely. Sell Onana, Shaw, Casemiro, and Baleba for Adam Wharton. Absolutely. Thank you so much, my friend. Tap the appreciation button, like people. Thank you so much, Born Vets. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. I agree with that, Randy. Yeah, I do. I agree with that. I've been saying for 6 months that Ahmad is only a squad player. We should have bought Dumfries to play right wing back. Guys, if I speak, I'll be in trouble, obviously. He also has a fan base. Darren, UK Darren, what's going on, my friend? Hope we're doing well. Our centre-backs are always injured. Problem, isn't it? It's a big problem. Grayo, please, everyone, smash the like buttons and subscribe. Thank you so much, my guy. I hope you're doing well. Sat on this brilliant channel. We're on the road to 13,000, my friend. 13,000 subscribers, mate. Absolutely. Guys. Absolutely. Mbeumo was fantastic yesterday, Irfan. I know you got wrong about Mbeumo. You said we're not going to sign him. You remember, Irfan? I don't forget these things. We're not going to sign him. We're not going to sign Mbeumo. That's all lies. Amram doesn't want Mbeumo. Mbeumo was the best player on the pitch yesterday. Shaw and Leach are well ahead of Heaven. Absolutely. Big up. I agree. Not what? No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that, Lee. Heaven is ahead of Shaw, mate. Shaw's chubby chubs, mate. Stop this bias, man. Rajat Dalot would suit Mbeumo because he's right-footed and overlaps. We'll have to wait and see. Big up, Matt Wu. What's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Matt Wu, morning, Sal. Great show. I'm feeling positive going into the new season, but hope they create chances of Sesko. Otherwise, it's pointless. I'm really excited to see Mbeumo with those crosses. I saw a number of crosses yesterday, really good crosses, that I felt that if Sesko was on the end of those crosses, boy, oh boy, we got something going on there, isn't it, Matt? You know, and that is what I would be positive about. If we can whip those crosses in, get those crosses into Sesko, I think we're going to score some goals. Absolutely. I do. Benny, I can see Amram going with Mainu, Ugarte, and Baleba. If we get him, Bruno, brilliant player, but for me, not disciplined enough and caught out of position too many times, leaving us wide open. Spot on, Benny. Very, very true. Exactly, guys. Exactly. Thank you so much, guys. You, Eminent, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Huge opportunity to build Donnarumma. That would be to bid. I mean, to bid for Donnarumma, we got a huge opportunity. Donnarumma has obviously said that he wants to come to Manchester United. If Manchester United managed to get Donnarumma through the door, it would be absolutely brilliant, wouldn't it? At the end of the day, Saviour 4-3-2-1 or 4-3-3 system can sort the players we have. I think a 4-2-3-1 for me. Vaz, good morning. How you doing? Would have loved David back as a keeper. David De Gea, yeah, very good to see David De Gea back, by the way, guys. Great reception he got. Absolutely fantastic. Very, very nostalgic, isn't it, at the end of the day? Done very good bits for Manchester United, of course. Emirates, what's going on, my friend? Why doesn't Sancho and Anthony reduce on their wages to earn a transfer, but we don't need to sell Højlund because Xerxes is different kind of striker? One thing I would say about Rasmus and stuff like that, about selling strikers, I think there's far more pressing issues at Man United right now than Rasmus. Let me tell you that right now. Garnacho, Anthony, Sancho are the biggest problems. We need to get rid of those players before we do anything else. Get rid of those players, then we can start thinking about the players who actually put a shift in for this football club, who actually are fit more times than not for this football club, you know? Hit the likes, Mia. Thank you so much, Stephen Maguire. Big up yourself. Thank you so much, my friend. Kenny, I believe we get both. Never stop believing. Come on, Kenny. We have to start believing. We have to be positive, of course. Of course, guys. Sanjay, Baleba and Lemons is good for me. It's good for me too. What's good for me is good for you. If it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me. Absolutely. Remember that. Those who know. Lee. Neville and Beckham, members of the WEF, if you understand what that means. Ranjit. This is Bruno's last season, most likely Saudi next for him. He'll be here for a couple of more years, mate. He will be here for a couple of more years, my friend. Definitely be here for a couple of years. I think United will get a goalkeeper before a midfielder. The problem is, Stephen, what I would say in regards to that, in regards to Man United getting a goalkeeper before a midfielder, is that the Baleba situation is very complex. Baleba is going to cost a lot of money, and Man United do need to offload a few players before they can actually buy Baleba. Man United have gone over the 200 million mark in regards to the transfer window at the moment. Yes, we saved a few on the FFP and PSR in regards to Marcus Rashford, but Man United are nowhere near where they would need to be in regards to FFP and PSR. And getting a midfielder at the moment is going to be extremely difficult, as I've always said. It's not in the realms of impossibility. It can happen. We can get him. It can happen, guys. But what I would say is that Man United need to pay big money, top dollar for Baleba. Will Man United pay top dollar for Baleba? Man United will only do that if they get rid of a few players, Anthony, Sancho, and obviously Garnacho leaving the football club. Now, I'm going to bring in Garnacho into the show. It does look likely that Manchester United will sell Garnacho, with Chelsea being the front runners for Garnacho's signature. A fee of 50 million euros has been placed on Garnacho's head, which for me is not enough. Now, 50 million pounds, 58 million euros, which for me is still not enough. But Manchester United will get full profit from the Garnacho sale if they manage to sell him. Now, that will be good. Going to Chelsea is a little bit of a thing for me. I'm not too excited about that, because I don't want him coming back to haunt us, of course, because that could possibly happen, of course, guys. Absolutely. Hey, Given, what's going on, my friend? Good morning, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Dylan. Sal, the same thing that was said about Ugarte is being said about Baleba. He will transfer in the midfield. I know, Dylan. I know. How can you transform the midfield when not 50% of your midfield is, all over the place and not being disciplined in the position? And that's what I would say. And this is exactly the point we're making. You can't shoehorn players into positions because you're a favourite, just because you're a captain or something like that. It doesn't matter. You play what's best for the football team. You play what's best for the tactics and the system. And that's what you say, in my opinion. That's what you do, in my opinion. Ranjit, I prefer a decent keeper if we had to choose. Big up, Ranjit. Big up. We need pure wing-backs, proper wing-backs, specialist wing-backs. I agree with that. Bornvex, tap, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much, my friend. Really appreciate you. Yes, guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. The channel is growing day by day, guys. Let's not forget that. The community is getting bigger and bigger. Absolutely great community we have here building, of course. Sell Bruno. That is the answer, says Wayne. There you go. Big up, Wayne, of course. Absolutely. Darren, big up, Darren. So is 100% for Amram's system. Absolutely agree with that. Big up, Darren. Benny, tough decision ahead in regards to the midfield. We can't have Patchinses in there. And going forward, I don't see Bruno as an outer midfield. I agree with that. And I think this is generally, this is the main consensus in regards to the way people feel about Bruno. I think people are feeling they have a right to feel like this because they're worried about our football team. We're worried about going forward. And yes, this was a friendly yesterday. I know people are going to throw that at us, but there were similarities in the game yesterday as what we saw last season, and we don't want to see that, of course. Good morning, Ellen. What's going on, my friend? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Kenny, Christian Bell, you're curious. Big up, mate. Big up. It's Wanker is absolutely. Hi, good morning, my friend. Hope you're doing well, Jenk. I won't say the rest. Chris, totally agree with you about Mainu, but Amarim won't drop Bruno, so Mainu is only left with the bench. It's true, Chris, and that is a very good point, Chris, because then what do we do? Will Kobe Mainu want to sit on the bench? And this is the biggest question that we have to ask ourselves. Would he want to sit on the bench, guys? And that is the thing. Yeah, it's up in the air, isn't it? Absolutely. Big up, Chris. Chief Faro, what's going on, my friend? How are we doing? Baleba and Bruno pair. It's gonna ruin Baleba, mate. Think you'll find Mason's football, mate. Mason's in football. I think you'll find a lot of Masons in football because we know what that is it? I've been in the music industry 20 years, Lee. If you know, you know. Baleba and Kobe, big up Ellen. Fanatic 8, Sal and chat. Big up Fanatic 8. Good to see you again, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Ellen, Bruno will leave next year. We need him this year for the rebuild. Not in the midfield, otherwise we'll come 15th again. Absolutely not. I want to play him in the midfield. I'll play him number 10 or nothing, guys. Number 10 or nothing for me. Absolutely. Number 10 or nothing for me, guys. Sorry about that, but that's how I feel. But it is about opinion, guys. This show's about opinion. This is a democracy, guys. And this is how we do things, you know. We have a democracy, we have an opinion, and this is how we are, you know. And I'm glad that everyone has different opinions. Otherwise, it'd be very boring if we were agreeing with each other with everything. Does anyone listen to the boss? We need to sell Bruno to raise money. Listen to what the boss says, and I believe it. We don't need to sell Bruno to raise money, but we need to drop Bruno to prove the team. That's what it is at the end of the day. And unfortunately, unless we try that and we try that avenue, we'll never know, Ellen, will we? We'll never know the thing, how we're going to improve, do we, at the end of the day? You have to watch the game, look at the system, look at the tactics and understand. Absolutely, you know. Dabizas, dude tries to get the ball back as many means possible. Baleba, yeah, Baleba does. Baleba's brilliant. Baleba will be a brilliant signing for Manchester United, absolutely, if we manage to get it through the door. I'm very confident that Man United will do a deal for Baleba. Yeah, I'm really confident that will happen, guys. Definitely. But anything can happen in football. As I said many times on this channel, Baleba is going to be the price tag. They've slapped a €100 million player price tag on his head, which is obviously a lot of money for Man United at the moment, considering what we spent. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. And obviously, it is Sunday, guys. It is a peaceful day. It is Sunday. Things will start brewing next week, Monday to Friday. That's when the news generally comes out. We will hear noises, of course. Donnarumma has gained the interest of not only Manchester United, other clubs as well in England, including Chelsea, Manchester United, and Manchester City. Manchester United are, I would say, favourites to acquire Donnarumma. Although that could change, guys, coming in over the next 2 weeks. But I would say Man United are favourites. Rubber, what's going on, my friend? Chelsea shouldn't pay more than 20 minutes for Garnacho. They don't need him anyway. That is a hateful comment. He's a lot more than that. If Tyler Dibbling is going for 50 million, you're talking about the Puskas winner, the top 5 young players in the world a couple of years ago. A Copa America winner. Was it a Copa Libertadores winner? Of course. You're talking about that, guys. Absolutely. So we can't say that, of course, guys. Absolutely not. But Manchester United, again, are looking to bring in Carlos Baleba, of course. Man United are looking to bring in 2 more players before the end of the window, guys. 2 more players, which will be the goalkeeper and the midfield, guys. And that is what we're looking for at the moment. So, look, a lot's to be happening over this next coming weeks. It's a couple of weeks, to be honest with you, and time is ticking. The window's going to come thick and fast, guys. The 1st of September is going to come thick and fast. And you know what? We have to get this moving, guys. We really do have to get this moving. And hopefully we can get 2 players through the door. As I said earlier, I'm not going to predict too much, but I do think it will be incredibly difficult to get those 2 players in time. It's going to be difficult considering how slow we've been in the market so far. We've only got 3 players, guys, since the market has been open at the beginning of June. We had the 1st to the 10th, and then we reopened on the 16th of June. And then we've had from the 16th of June all the way to now on August, guys, August the 10th. And we are 3 players in. So will Man United get two? Two more. Can they get two more? We're going to have to wait and see, of course. Sal, you changed your screen. Yes, I'm building up, mate. I'm building up. We're changing, of course. Absolutely. Let me know how you feel about my graphics, guys. How do you feel about my graphics? The channel will grow, guys. The channel will continue to grow. We'll continue getting more and better and more things involved and more graphics and stuff like that. We're going to build up, guys. We're going to build together, of course. Absolutely. Guys, we have to wait and see. But we're gonna continue to build and change up. You have to change it up. You have to continue to improve, continue to evolve and stuff. And really appreciate you guys for coming every single day, every single morning, and every single afternoon on Stretford Post, guys. But guys, thank you everyone who's joined me today. Really appreciate you. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Also, please don't forget to smash a like on the video. Very important, of course, guys. Sorry about little technical difficulties at the beginning. But, guys, also, don't forget to put your notifications on. Very important, guys, in regards to that. But I will be back later on for Chatterboxer, of course. Don't miss that one, of course. News is coming thick and fast. You never know what's going to happen these days in regards to Man United. Keep it real. This is what it is. It's all about this, guys. And I will see you later on. Absolute legends in the chat. Thank you, everyone, for your opinions. They're all appreciated. Even if I don't agree, I appreciate everyone's opinion. And this is not about I'm right, you're wrong. This is about Manchester United at the end of the day, guys. This is what it's all about. But, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you later on for Chatterbox. And don't forget to put your notifications on, guys. And smash a like, guys. Thank you so much. I'm Sal Warner. This is Breaking Dawn. See you soon. Peace.